It is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast of the United States of America. And we're here to talk everything you want to know about the upcoming English Premier League, English Championship. This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck, hosted by yours truly, Stephen Murray. So welcome to the show, guys. This is the Friday show that is available for replay up until kickoff Saturday morning, where we like to get a deep dive into each game, look at a few goal props for goal scorers, 2 goal scorers, look for team goals. That's our opportunity we're looking for the most part. If there's a spread we like, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Of course, weather is going to be a big issue in the UK as well, because we're starting to talk about England and we're getting into the late fall or mid-fall, but of course it's going to be a little bit nastier over that way. And we have just a week or two left until we get into the World Cup. In fact, we only have odds up through this weekend, so that should be about it. Yeah, I think that we're on break. World Cup play starts here late November, so this is going to be it until Christmas time for the English Premier League. And then the championship, they'll go ahead and take a break until mid-December. They'll be back. I think when I looked that up, it was somewhere around the 12th. So we'll see if some of these players want to, lay back a little bit, or are they going to be wanting to thrust forward with the action and get a lot of goals. So studio technical issue time. Well, we have a bunch of new equipment, but the adventure is when you put a lot of new equipment online, what happens is you have to change a lot of settings for things. And somewhere along the line, we're missing 1 or 2 things. That's not really the point. Troubleshot most of it this afternoon, but I had all kinds of nice tickers, game prep. I had a ticker with all the odds ready to go, so you could just look at those. I had all my picks for goal scorers, and all that, with all that hard work, is gone. Nowhere to be seen, so we're going to have to get through the way that we are right now. This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck. I don't know of another English Premier League or English Championship show in the United States. I guess there's some somewhere. I know on the series they have their own soccer network, that's for sure. But as far as gambling and wagering, I don't think I know of one. So this is it. We're going to try to fill that void. This is a Friday afternoon. Hopefully we can get your soccer fill in for all you soccer fans. Let's go ahead and get right into everything. We want to go ahead and take a look at the tables, which we've been doing. Our segments have been going like this for the most part. We'll take a quick look at the table. We'll get a good idea of what the form is for everybody, and then we'll jump into the picks right away, and we'll go game by game. We'll do the Premier League first, the English Championship second, and we will go from there. So let's see what we got. Arsenal, top of the table, still 31 points. So they actually gained a point since I think the last time we were on. They were only 1 point up on Man City. Right now they have a 2-point lead. Their form is good. They've won 4, and they had the 1 draw against Southampton. Now, they've looked sluggish to me. They have not been putting up the goals, but their defense has been good to carry them through. They've scored 30 goals on the year, and they've only conceded 11. So they are at a plus 19 for goals. If you look at the Premier League table, actually, there is only 4 teams with a goal differential above a 2, which that's pretty crazy, to be honest. So these 3 teams, Man City is in the top 2 as well. We all are familiar with them, or if you're not familiar with soccer, know that Man City is probably the best team in the world. But they have 4 wins. They have 1 loss, and they are 9 wins to 1 loss and 2 draws for the year. But they're 4-1 in their last 5. They have 29 points. Tottenham, they are in 3rd place. They have 26 points. They are kind of in sluggish form themselves. They've lost 2. They've won 3, but they're dealing with injuries now. In fact, Son, who is one of their favorite fan favorites, Son, we talk a lot about him on the show. He is going to be out. He suffered an injury in the Champions League game, so he is not going to be playing this weekend, and he'll be resting up to try to get back in for his national team, I'm sure. Not sure his exact injury status, but I know it's enough to keep him out this week. I'll have to deep dive into that a little bit more. Newcastle. Oh, man, we had all kinds of great show prep planned, and I didn't get to 25% of it because of the new stuff and the audio issues with the new computer and the Y cable, which you have to press every other button on the mixing board to get everything else to work because of the Y cable. It's crazy, to be honest. If anyone is out there who is a radio engineer, that's basically what I need. I'm hiring. I need to do show prep at least 24 hours in advance, too. It's the lesson learned there. But I had a good block of time, 3 hours, and that wasn't enough. I just sat here and troubleshot audio for 2 hours and 30 minutes of that 3 hour allotted prep time. So not as good on the graphics today. Sorry. Tottenham, 26 points. We talked about them being a little sluggish. Newcastle, they are red hot. They have 4 wins in their last 5, and they have a draw, 24 points overall. We talked about the negative goal differences. Actually, there's going to be 2 teams down on the table who have a positive goal difference. Liverpool and Brighton, actually. So make that 6 teams with more than a 2+ 2 goal difference. Still not a lot when you're talking about 20 teams in the league. So let's see. Chelsea, they are 5th place, 21 points overall. They have 2 draws and a loss in their last 3. They lost their last time out, blown away by Brighton. That's one of our better picks. If we want to review picks, we had a lot of decent stuff going on last week. We just didn't connect it together on our end, but I think we love the Newcastle home over goals, which I did not take. I took the over Newcastle, Aston Villa combined, and that wasn't enough. I should have just stuck with the Newcastle by themselves. I think we would have pulled out a nice big win last week. So that mistake cost me. I'm going to need to replay these shows for myself to convince me of this stuff one more time before I fire. Man U, they are 5th place overall. With a lot of goals not going in, we started to kind of look decent. The championship's another story. They scored 3 goals tops, and they just sit there for most of the game. Those teams can score 3 goals in 40 minutes and then not score another goal. So that's frustrating on that end. Man U, 5th place overall, 23 total points. So they trail the top 4 only by 1. They're 1 behind Newcastle. And 7 wins on the season for them. Their point differential is a +1. Chelsea down to 6. They are 21 points overall. So they could theoretically jump into the top 4 if Newcastle were to struggle and they were to win. Fulham, 19 points overall. They have a big game this week with Man City, I'm sorry. They are in nice form, 2 wins, 2 draws. Their last 4, they did lose that 5th game. Man United, back to them, really good form, 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5. Chelsea, draw, win, and a loss in there. Brighton, they've rebounded. They have their first win in many weeks since they got their new coach. They beat Chelsea, and they beat them really, really good last week. They pounded them. So 4-1 there. And then Brighton gets home with the win. They have 18 points overall. They're sitting mid-table. We'll call this the mid-table right at 8th. Liverpool, the surprises down mid-table. They are 9th overall with 16 points. And then we start to get to the bottom half. Crystal Palace sitting there with 16 points. Brentford, 15. And this is a cluster right here. Brentford at 11th place overall with 15 points. Everton at 12th overall with 14 points. West Ham, Bournemouth, Leeds, Aston Villa, all within a couple points of each other. The bottom 4, Southampton, technically there's 3 teams tied for the bottom 4. Leeds, Aston, Southampton, all tied. And then that relegation zone, Leicester, they are 1 point back, although they have a couple of wins in their last 3 games. The Wolves, they have only 1 win in their last 5. They were able to draw the last time out. And Nottingham Forest, inconsistent, but they do have 1 win, and they are bottom of the table with 9 points. So Leicester, Wolves, and Nottingham Forest, 11, 10, and 9 points. That's the relegation zone. And if they need to get 3 points to jump, theoretically, they could get all the way up to 12th place with 14 points. If that's the 12th spot. So Everton with 14 points. So really, if you look at the bottom half of the table, and you can even kind of throw it to even the 9th spot with Liverpool, really. There's so much soccer left to play that any of these teams could find themselves in a relegation situation if a number of these bottom teams with 11, 12, or 13 points go ahead and start to get hot. Then a lot of these other mid-table teams could start to find themselves in trouble. All that's going to have to play out, though, after the World Cup break. All right, the championship table. We'll breeze through that real quick. Burnley, they are strong. 4 straight wins and a draw in their last 5. They have 38 points, 5 points clear of Blackburn, who is in second place. Blackburn lost their last time out, but they've won 4 out of 5. Sheffield United, they've rebounded. They've had 2 wins, so they're able to get up to 13 points. I'm sorry, 32 points, but they have a plus 13 goal differential. So they play Burnley. That's a good matchup in the championship this weekend. Look for an over there because both of these teams are pumped in the goals. And they will actually concede some as well. Not the greatest on defense. So the Burnley-Sheffield United has a chance to be a real shootout if it plays that way. But you know how that goes. You have 2 teams at the top, and it's going to be all defense. QPR, they've been struggling a little bit. They have a draw and a loss in their last 2 games. They did win the 2 before that, but they have 31 points in 4th. Let's see. Norwich and Watford both with 29. Swansea with 28. Preston, the under machine, but they did go over last week. They are on a nice hot tear. They are 3-2, winners of 2 in a row in their last 5. So Preston North End, who was at the bottom, they've started to climb their way up, all the way up to 8th. Swansea, they found their way up. They've had a weird season, but they're playing inconsistent right there. Watford back up to them real quick. 4-1 for Watford, the 6th place team in their last 5. So that's impressive. After this, we start to get to a mirror of inconsistency across the board with these teams. Man, this is a tough league to handicap, and they are just not pumping in the 4 or 5 goals. They're getting the 3. They're sometimes getting the 4. I have seen these first halves in these championship games. They have gotten 0-0 in this game, 0-0 in that game, 0-0 in that game, and it has been a mess, a simple mess. You have 6 games going on at one time, and you have 2 goals between all those games at halftime. I feel like that's life in the championship right now. Let's see. A host of teams really right there in the low 20s, all the way stretching from 20 to 22 points, occupies 14 through 20. So the 22-point teams are this: Rotherham, Bristol City. They're probably the best form of the bunch, and that's terrible form. I thought they were doing good. 3 losses, a win, and a draw for Bristol City. Rotherham, they've lost 2 in a row. Blackpool, that's the one I was looking at. 2-1, inconsistent for them. Stoke, inconsistent. They won their last time out, but losers of 3 in a row before that. Cardiff, bad form. They've only won once in their last 4. Middlesbrough, they have 2 wins and 2 losses and a draw in their last 5. Let's see here. I'll make sure we're all good here on the stream. Yep, all good here. Let's see what else. Coventry, they're actually one of the hotter teams at the bottom of the table. Remember them, they have games that they need to make up. They still trail everyone by 2 or 3 games. So they have 3 games in hand on a lot of teams. 2 games in hand really with the people right above them. But they have won 3 of their last 5 with a draw. Hull, they give up the most goals. They've given up 35, a negative 14 goal differential, and we were able to capitalize that our last few times out, playing the opponent team against Hull with their team totals. That's worked out for us. Wigan, keep an eye out for this. Wigan Athletic, down in relegation right now, demoralized, losers of 5 in a row. Wigan, wow. They've conceded 26 goals. West Brom, they were EPL just a couple years ago. West Brom sitting all the way down at 23rd, just 17 points overall, but they did win their last time out. Huddersfield, with 3 losses out of their last 5, last place there. So a log jam midway and really to the bottom. Wigan, though, even with their 5 losses in a row, if they put together a couple of wins, they could find themselves somewhere around the 10 to 15 mark in this table. Oh, man, we're just going to tread with caution and really look at the weather and see what we got going on with that. So let's see what we can pull up with that on the latest weather update. Of course, this means nothing for anybody right now because this is Friday, but it looks like the rain chances start to go up early in the morning. Yeah, man, all these teams across the UK. So we're looking at about a 50% chance of rain come kickoff time for most of these games. All right, get to the odds and everything that we like. Coming back, we'll do the EPL after this. This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck. I am Stephen Murray on the Deep End Broadcasting Network.
Know your gambling limits. You'll never bet what you can't cover. Wagering on sports is only fun when you do it the right way. Not every bet will win. When you get on a bad run, know it and avoid trouble. Know your gambling limits.
Dependable Solutions can provide all voice-over services for your advanced audio production needs. Think of us as an inexpensive option, no matter what the size of the project is. From one-word cameos to full-script productions, contact Dependable Solutions at 757-354-5517. Do you want to advertise with Deep End Broadcasting? Send us an email at deepend757@yahoo.com. That's deepend757@yahoo.com. It is estimated that 23% of car accidents each year involve a cell phone. That's 1.3 million accidents a year. Reaching for your phone, you are 4 times more likely to crash. Dialing on your phone, 2.8 times more likely to crash. And texting on your phone, you are 23 times more likely to crash. Attentive drivers are safe drivers.
Control your alcohol. Don't fight. Don't drink and drive. Your one punch could kill someone. It happens. If you're behind the wheel, you may think you are fine, but then the other driver is under the influence of texting, and then you are done. Control your alcohol.
Tired of your swimming pool's diatomaceous earth pool filter? The constant cleaning, green pool, cloudy water. I thought this was supposed to be clean. Trust your swimming pool's water quality with a custom sand filter install. A clean, easy solution for your swimming pool operations. Contact Dependable Solutions at 757-354-5517. You may notice a lot less squinting going on. I blew up the screen graphics on this giant monitor that I have, and we were able to read everything nice and easy now. Not all that small print. Losing our eyes at our old age. One couple programming notes. Of course, we have the round robin Friday. I'm sorry, this is Friday. We have the round robin Sunday, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast, live. Replay to follow. We talk about everything in the NFL deep dive slate, game by game. Maybe we talked way too much last week. I don't know. 3 less games this week. That will help the cause there. But we came up with a lot of stuff and a lot of good winners actually last week if you tune in to that show. What the puck is going on Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nephew Dave Metzger went ahead and did a great job without me. I lost my voice completely. So we left that the reins to him, and he does a good job with that. We're going to let him fly, maybe, because I talk way too much, and you can probably hear it a little too much in my voice right now. Let me make sure my text is blowing up. I just want to make sure that we're coming in loud and clear because I have nobody. Okay, we're all good. Sitting back, testing the audio outside of the studio. So we're all good there. Other programming notes. Looks like we have a couple different new shows. Season 1. Name to be named. If you have any ideas, go ahead and text the studio at 757-354-5517. That is 757-354-5517. And an idea, we are looking for the aliens and extraterrestrial show. Now look, I know what you're thinking, but this is a subject that has so many different insane layers with so many different insane circumstances. It just begs for questions from experts, and that's what it's going to be. Mainly an interview-based show and a little bit of history, but I find things fascinating in that regard. So we'll handle that, and season 1 coming soon to be announced. And we also have a health and fitness show coming up. Looks like we have a host for that. She is actually moving into the neighborhood. We will have an announcement on that soon, but that looks like it's official. And that will be a weekly, a weeknight. It will come out, I think, mornings more than likely. I think that's going to be the deal. Maybe like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, something like that. But she will be good. This will be very, very good if this happens. We'll just say that. So pseudo announcements there. All right, we're here to gamble on soccer. Why do we gamble on soccer, Steve? Someone may ask. Well, we do it because the payoffs can be absolutely ridiculous if you know what you're doing. And you know what? I like to think I know what I'm doing because I've done it before. And I did it last year, and I've done it probably the year before that too. And you know what? I haven't been doing this as many years as the NFL, I'll tell you that, and a lot more profitable than football. So here we are. Football, we're going to get our hit. That is coming. We have not been far off. Against the spread for me in the NFL, I did well. My alt lines, I just don't think got there. A few did, but the others didn't. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4 is the story there. Okay, Leeds, the 11 o'clock Saturday game. Eastern Standard Time. They host Bournemouth. Leeds has been playing well. They have their one win. Probably saved their manager Jesse Marsh, the Americans' job. They needed a good win, so they go ahead and beat Liverpool, which is a big win for Leeds for sure. They are home against Bournemouth. Bournemouth is the worst team in the table. We talked about them. Let me go ahead and get my table back here. But it is minus 140 for Leeds, plus 380 on Bournemouth, and the draw is plus 280. You would have seen that all on my ticker if that was going right. So Bournemouth, we talked about them giving up a lot of goals, 28. Leeds, by all standards, they are lower in the table, 1 point behind, but much better as far as a goal differential. They've scored more goals. They've conceded less than Bournemouth. So everything tells you Leeds should be the pick here to get back-to-back wins. I'm going to probably pass on this game. But Leeds is kind of leaky a little bit. At least, I mean, they just haven't played the greatest. And if they're able to concede, I will say we'll look at this one angle. And we're going to look at Bournemouth away team goals for this. So Bournemouth away team is plus 240. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get me onto Bournemouth away team goals over 1.5. We're going to have to, I think, just pass on that altogether. Nottingham Forest is plus 175, 11 a.m. They are home favorites over Brentford, who is plus 160, and the draw is plus 230. I don't know why, but this game is screaming goals to me. I could see this definitely being a combined collaborative shootout. And to get over 3.5 goals is plus 270. That's not bad. I think 2-2 is fair in this game, or even 3-1. I could see that on either side, either team winning 3-1. We'll look at one or two other angles here. And interesting things that we like to do. If there's going to be a game where we think that there's going to be goals, we're going to go ahead and look at the halftime. This is going to be kind of new here, but I've been kind of playing around with this, and this is nice because you're asking a team. We'll get to this in a second, but the over/under for goals for let's see, that's just a team. Let's see. Okay, home team over 1.5 is plus 164. Home team over 2.5 is plus 560 for Nottingham to get to 3 goals total for the game at home. Let's see, and Brentford is going to pay less. Plus 560, they're right there. And at 1.5 goals over for Brentford, plus 162. I think they both get 2 goals. I think the plus 162 on both of those, if you want to do a more likely parlay to happen, and instead of going goal crazy like I like to do, kind of Nephew Dave style, keep it small. I wouldn't be afraid in both of these circumstances to take the home and away team to get over 1.5 goals for the game. Now, the angle I was talking about is the halftime. Actually, the first half still. So under goals in the first half, we look at, let's see, going down, home team over 1.5 goals in the first half is plus 740. Now, these are numbers we like to cook with. We're going to put Nottingham Forest to get 2 goals at plus 740 in the bet slip. And I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of what we're talking about. All right. And if you look at away team over 1.5 in the first half, plus 760 for Brentford. So a nice payout for that. If you really want to get super crazy on these sometimes, there are teams that do go up 3-0 at halftime. It happens. I'm not going to say it happens all the time because we haven't seen it that much, but 40-1 for Brentford to get to 3 goals at halftime. We might have to try that. Now, you're not going to hear any gambling show in the world, I don't think, suggest this. Seriously. But if you put a plus 4,000 in a 3-game parlay and literally put $2 on it and find a couple other crazy guys like that, you're going to hit a jackpot sooner or later. And you can lose a lot of $2 bets by the time that thing pays off. I'll tell you that. Even better if you wanted to just hook it with a plus 740. Man, same game parlay. Look at that. So same game parlay. It's going to be higher odds, I think, if we do a different game. But a same game parlay over 1.5 first half goals, Nottingham Forest. Over 2.5 Brentford goals in the. This is just an example, people. $10 pays $34.89. $2 pays $697. But that's not. Let's get a different game. We'll do the next one, whatever it is. I'm just saying. I think there's goals. I think you can get a little crazy with some first half bets and potentially in this game. Wolves and Brighton. That is the next game. Let me go ahead and. There you go. Premier League games. Wolves and Brighton. Plus 120 for Brighton. The Wolves are plus 240. They are the home team, and the draw is plus 220. So if we go down into this menu, and I keep wanting to think the Wolves are going to break out. If you watch the Wolves, everyone says they suck, which they do because they can't get the ball in the back of the net. I feel like they're playing hard, though. I really, really do when I watch them. Brighton, who's a team who plays hard, who's not afraid to open it up. I could see goals in this game for sure as well. Maybe more likely on the Brighton side of things. The Wolves do bog you down on defense. They can play where they don't let you score. But it seems like once their morale is busted, once you can get through the floodgates lately against the Wolves, you can start to rack up multiple goals. And that's what we'll look at here with Brighton and the Wolves. So away team goals, we'll look at that angle first. I'm not sure I have any official picks yet. I am going to take 2 goal scorer for Leandro Trossard. That is 21-1 odds. I saw that because I had that on my ticker that disappeared. If you're just joining the show, I had a long sports ticker that technology and rebootedness took away from me. All before it could get saved, it all went blank. Wolves, yeah, so we do have a ticker. We can post some odds and cool stuff given the time for show prep now. So better graphics to come. Okay, away team, Brighton, over 2.5 goals. Plus 470. Can they get to 4 goals, Brighton, against the Wolves? They actually can at plus 1,300. And I deleted my wrong example from the last game. Hold on. I want to get that 40-1 back. Stand by. We need to go back to this Brentford-Nottingham game because I just wanted to get the right bet for our example up here, which is crazy away team. First half over 2.5 goals. Okay, here we are. Plus 4,000. Remember that? We talk about juicy payouts. That's why we're listening. Okay, back to Brighton and the Wolves. Multiple goals here. And I'm going to look at Brighton. In my craziness, let's say they get 2 goals in the first half. Because we think they're going to score. Why not in the first half if they get into the floodgates early? First half over under is plus 220 overall for a straight bet. That's both teams. That's actually a nice bet for 2 teams to get to 2 goals, plus 220. The Wolves kind of keep that spread or the expectations low that they can actually score. And Brighton could easily get 2 goals by themselves. So that's a nice bet there. I'm glad I actually clicked on that. Don't be afraid to throw this in your nephew Dave style, plus 164s, plus 175. That would be over under 1.5 goals in the first half, plus 220. So away team, Brighton, first half. Let's say they get to 3 goals, 3,400. That could happen. So now we have 3 goals for Brentford first half. We have 3 goals for Brighton first half. And our $2 bet is now paying $2,868. Let's hold that stupid thought for 1 second. Next game, we'll just plug in something a little bit easier. We're not going to expect 3 teams to get to 3 goals, but we'll try to find the best candidates and rock with that. That's going to be the strategy here. Let's see here. A home team for the Wolves first half, if they got the 2 goals, is plus 960. That's a nice payout for that. Over under goals total. We want to look at that before we go to the next game real quick. Plus 300 to get the 4 goals for the Wolves and Brighton. I think you could throw that in the round robin. That'd be a nice way to play that. And even to get the 5 goals is plus 780. I'd feel real comfortable with that plus 300 at 4 goals. I mean, if there's going to be some goals, Brighton can definitely do it. Let's get to this Man City. How about this? We'll take Fulham straight up at 18-1 odds to beat Man City. But know that this could be any kind of stupid, crazy bet. Let's see, this is what I'm talking about. This could be anything 18-1, all right? Or, let's say a draw. Let's just even say a draw. So say somehow it's 1-1 at halftime, Fulham and Man City, plus 900. Okay, so we're taking our Brighton goals. We're taking our Brighton goals over 2.5 first half, and Brentford over 2.5 first half, and Fulham draw Man City. $2 pays $28,698 on $2. Looking for 3 random things to happen. Is this the craziest thing in the world that 2 soccer teams can score 3 goals and a half? Not really. Okay. And I'll tell you right now, Fulham can draw Man City. The way Man City's playing, they've been playing, I don't know if it's down to their competition. They just don't have that explosion that they had last year, even with Haaland. Although he has not played a little bit lately, and maybe they have been resting their players a little bit more. We haven't seen Man City full throttle. And I don't think we will until after the new year. So I think this is going to be an opportunity for Fulham. We're on that game now. So if we click Fulham to win straight up in that bet, with the 2 first half teams getting 3 goals each, our $2 bet now pays $54,528. Our $5 bet pays $136,320. So are you going to go throw your $5 on your lottery ticket to where you might win $500? Maybe. Or are you going to look for 3 random things to happen in soccer, like 2 teams to get to 3 goals in an upset? You're going to lose that $5 anyway. Chances are in that lottery ticket. I would take a chance doing something like this for sure. We're talking $5 to win $136,000 on 3 stupid things to happen. Okay, let's go back to the first half numbers we're talking about now too, and we'll continue with this game since we're on it. I want to build that one up for you guys just so you can get an idea of what we're talking about with this. So goals in the Man City Fulham game. Hey, I like Fulham in a draw at 900, plus 900 and plus 1,500 we have for the straight line. on the three-way. Okay, first half. Let's get to the first half. First half. First half, Okay. First half, over 1.5 goals, just minus 122 for both teams. Last game was the Brighton game was 220. So first half team goals, that's the one we really want. First half team over, home team is Man City. Let's look at Fulham, the away team. Just to get a goal for Fulham is even money, plus 100. If they were to get 2 goals, they're paying plus 540. Wow, man. They're usually bigger odds. Fulham is such an underdog in this game, but they're giving them credit for getting 2 goals. Could this be a super supreme over, maybe? Fulham has the capability to score. If you don't know soccer that well, Fulham is the team that was promoted from the championship division last year. So they were the best team emphatically, and they've come right into the English Premier League with Alexander Mitrovic, their declared leader, the big man down low who can pump goals home. And they play hard, and they score a lot. So could this be a super shootout? Maybe we're just not looking at the right angles. We're going to find a better first half over under 1.5 goals. We're going to scroll back because we want to find the best bet on the board. Man, over 5.5 combined goals is just plus 400. I mean, they are really expecting goals in this game. Either way you look at it. Man City, what are they looking for? Them home team over under 3.5 is just plus 138. They think Man City can light up Fulham. I just don't know if that's the case. I think you're better off taking stabs instead of doing team goals. Let's go ahead and do we'll go ahead and do this. We're going to click draw and a win for Fulham and full time. So we're going to play both of those sides. And hopefully this makes sense in a second. The halftime result is this. Oh, man, the draw's not really as much as I would like. The draw is really not as much as I like. Plus 1,300 for Fulham at halftime. Oh, man, could they win at halftime? All right, scratch this. I would just do the game. So I would do the game, and I would just take a shot on Fulham. Why not? Man City, we're going into the World Cup break. They've been not playing all of their players. I don't know if it's exactly injury. I don't think we'll ever know the full truth. You got to know that these teams are banged up completely still. So, they've been playing a lot of soccer with the Champions League and everything. I mean, we're asking a lot of these players. So, Man City and Fulham, we'll just put, we'll take a chance on the draw and straight up in that game. Mitrovic, the goal scorer there. I do like him anytime goal scorer in this game. They're going to score. So look at this. Alexander Mitrovic, this is probably the bet of the game. Plus 290 for Mitrovic to have a goal. For 2 goals for Mitrovic, we'll go ahead and take a look at that because there is a chance that could happen for sure. They're giving a lot of credit to Man City and Fulham for getting lots of goals here by the numbers. So the value is probably in Mitrovic, 19-1 for 2 goals. I think that's definitely worth a shot. If you're going to do a 2-goal scorer little mini round robin or put some of these crazy odds together for a huge payout, put Mitrovic in there at 19-1 for 2 goals. I think that's definitely an angle I would look to take. All right, let's keep going down the list because we're coming up on the break. Saturday, Everton plus 135, Leicester plus 200. I don't know. I think this could be a low-scoring game or a high-scoring game, to be honest. I don't trust either of these teams to do anything. I'll look at James Maddison for a goal score to go ahead. Actually, the one I'm going to take is this, where Maddison is paying plus 340 and he will take the penalty kicks. That's not bad. Vardy hasn't scored a plus 175. You expect him to finally score. But, man, cheap. I mean, everyone does a plus 175. I think you're just better off taking Maddison. So James Madison plus 340 is the best bet in the Leicester game with Everton. All right, Sunday morning, a good one early. Arsenal and Chelsea. Sunday, 7 a.m. Arsenal is plus 170. Chelsea plus 160. They are going to expect goals here, I think, for sure. As far as over under 3.5 goals goes, we are looking at a measly plus 225. Actually, that's not too bad. I could see them getting 2-2. I could see this game 3-2 at plus 580. I think you take a shot with that. One of those two numbers. Give it a collaborative effort. For Arsenal and Chelsea. That's a good early morning Sunday game if you're up and you need action. That's another reason why we bet on soccer. We want action. All right, we'll do our lesson about first half round robins over 1.5 goals in a second. Let's breeze through the rest of these games. Anytime goal scorer, though, for Arsenal, we're going to take our boy Martinelli because there's nothing to deny him getting a goal. And he's paying well, plus 310 for Martinelli to get 1 goal. I mean, is he not starting? Check your lineups, too. That's definitely a key point. Make sure that Martinelli is going to be a go. He didn't play in the game I saw yesterday. We're not going to know the lineups really until tomorrow morning or Saturday morning before kickoff anyway. Make sure that Martinelli's in the lineup before you play that, plus 310. But if he is, go ahead and throw it. If he also is starting, 2 goals for Martinelli is 20-1. You will never doubt me taking that either. So crazy props to parlay together, 20-1 for Martinelli to get 2 goals. So him and the Trossard, 2 goals, and Mitrovic, that's a nice little trio right there for 2 goals each. We're going to have to take a look at that fully. I think that would be one I lock in completely. So over total goals, 3.5 or 4.5, Arsenal, Chelsea. We'll take a shot at that. Southampton and Newcastle. Southampton's heading down. Newcastle is moving up. At minus 110 straight up for Newcastle will win. I think you can take that just like that all day. If you just want to bet 10 to win 10, take Newcastle to beat Southampton on the road. Newcastle's on fire. And Southampton is not. This is a game, though, that could produce goals, at least on the Newcastle end. And if we look at the first half for Newcastle, maybe on their side, over under first half, Newcastle 5-1 odds. All right, we're going to plug that in for our example. I like that a lot. For Newcastle to get 2 goals in the first half at Southampton, that's not asking a lot to happen, I don't think. Anytime goal scorer, we're going to add on Sir Maximum. He is due. Alan Sir Maximum, 8-1 anytime goal scorer. I wouldn't try to get him for 2, but I think he can have a breakaway in what should be an open affair. If you like Shea Adams, plus 750 for Southampton to get a goal, I wouldn't be afraid to do that either. Everyone's paying pretty nice for the goal scorers in this game. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm looking at first goal scorer. Wrong. Sir Maximum is plus 320, though, to get anytime goal. So, yes, I think that's good. Shea Adams plus 280 anytime goal for Southampton. Probably pass on that, but if they do score at home, it's probably him. So take a shot on that if you like. I think Newcastle over 1.5 goals away, plus 500 is a nice bet. Best bet there on the board. Sunday, Man City at Aston Villa, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Aston Villa, the plus 240 dog at home. I could see them just winning that somehow. Plus 115 for Man United. Hey, if you want Aston Villa straight up, go for it. Be my guest. I think I can find better plays on the board. I think this might be one I just stay away from altogether. This has a 1-1, 2-2 written all over it. Something like that. Just for Man United's sake, let's say that they can get 2 goals in the first half. We'll put them in our little example. So goals, away team, first half, over under 1.5. There you go. Man United plus 580. So example there. This is a 4-team round robin we're constructing with teams to get over 1.5 goals in the first half of a soccer game. Will you get that anywhere right now live in the world or the universe? I don't know, but you're getting it here. Next game, West Ham and Crystal Palace. I feel like whoever is the home team has the better chance to win. Is West Ham in this circumstance? Crystal Palace paying a nice plus 330. And they haven't been that bad. West Ham hasn't been that great. I could see Crystal Palace winning this game at plus 330. Why not? Let's do I think that's the best bet. Crystal Palace plus 330. We'll just go with that. Plain and simple, win. That being said, West Ham could crush. I might not even play. I mean, probably not going to play this game, but if you're going to force my hand, it's going to be Crystal Palace, I think. They have speed. I think they have better talent at the end than West Ham. At least they've shown it on the field. And what do you want me to say? Away team over 1.5 goals in the first half. Crystal Palace plus 1260. Holy cow. All right, locking that in to this round robin example. And our last game, Tottenham at Liverpool plus 220. And for Tottenham, plus 115 for Liverpool. The draw is 260. Let's go conservative here. We'll go the home team, Tottenham, to get over 1.5 goals in the first half. In our 4-team round robin, first half, teams to get to 2 goals parlays. To get to 1.5 goals, though, in the first half, you can't tell me Tottenham, even bagged up, can't get 2 goals in the first half against Liverpool. Plus 680 there. So, round robin style. We now have a plus 500, a plus 580, a plus 1260, and a plus 680. And these are 4 teams to get to 2 goals in the first half each. Man U, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, and Newcastle. Hey, play around and pick your own poison for sure. We're going to put, $5 on the 2-game parlays. So if two of them happen, so that's what a round robin is 2-game parlays for all these teams we're mentioning, a 3-game parlay, and a 4-game parlay. So there's 6 different wagers with 2-game parlays, $5 each. So 2,074 is the payout. So if you win one, you figure you just divide 6 in a 2074. That's about $300. So that's our insurance policy, is playing the 2-game parlays. We're going to play $5 on the 3-game parlays. If we happen to get lucky and hit 3 of these 4, then we're going to average out to about $3,000 on a $5 winning bet. So we're only risking $20 on these 4 different wagers combined. And if we can sweep the board here, we're talking $11,134. The 4-game parlay, we'll do that for 5, pays $21,635. So $30 here, $20 here, and $5 here. This is a $55 bet to win $35,000, basically. $34,844. And what we're doing is we're asking 4 soccer teams to get to 2 goals at halftime. Anyone can get to 2 goals at halftime at any given time. We haven't seen much of it lately, but it can definitely happen. Okay, so we'll go through the best bets again. We'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back quickly through the championship, and we'll get you out of here on a Friday afternoon. This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck on the Deep End Broadcasting Network. I am your host, Stephen Murray. Thank you for tuning in. Solutions can provide all voiceover services for your advanced audio production needs. Think of us as an inexpensive option, no matter what the size of the project is. From one-word cameos to full script productions, contact Deep Endable Solutions at 757-354-5517. Do you want to advertise with Deep End Broadcasting? Send us an email at deepend757@yahoo.com. That's deepend757@yahoo.com. It is estimated that 23% of car accidents each year involve a cell phone. That's 1.3 million accidents a year. Reaching for your phone, you are 4 times more likely to crash. Dialing on your phone, 2.8 times more likely to crash. And texting on your phone, you are 23 times more likely to crash. Attentive drivers are safe drivers.
Know your gambling limits. Don't ever bet what you can't cover. Wagering on sports is only fun when you do it the right way. Not every bet will win. When you get on a bad run, know it and avoid trouble. Know your gambling limits.
Tired of your swimming pool's diatomaceous earth pool filter? The constant cleaning, green pool, cloudy water? I thought this was supposed to be clean. Trust your swimming pool's water quality with a custom sand filter install. A clean, easy solution for your swimming pool operations. Contact Deep Endable Solutions at 757-354-5517. The Friday Soccer Paycheck here on the Deep End Broadcasting Network. I am Stephen Murray. Thank you for tuning in. We've gone through our slate of English Premier League games. We will recap our best bets here in a few minutes. But this is our last segment, and we're going to go through the English Championship. Let's see here. Let's draw these guys up. The real problem with this now is that I've made the print. So I don't squint as much on camera. I'm sure you can appreciate that. But the problem is the scrolling. It gets I'm going to have to adapt a little bit to the scrolling. So if we lag at all here, it's because of the obnoxious size print, for the lack of a better word, that I'm looking at. And it dominates the screen. So you don't get much content. You have lots of scrolling. I'm going to have to adjust it a little bit, I think, back down. Okay, let's see. Friday game, Reading and Preston, underway currently. We'll be off the air by the time we even have an update for that, I think. But halftime 0-0 if you care about that. All right, the big game, 8:30, standing alone by itself tomorrow morning. We have Burnley at Sheffield United. Honestly, look at your weather forecast. I would not take much of this for heart at all if the weather is going to be raining. But if there's going to be goals, I think it's definitely in Sheffield and Burnley. Let's see what the goals are for. It's going to have to be a collaborative effort here. Maybe Sheffield at home. Burnley's been playing really good. Burnley wants to get back up to the EPL. Their strong following, too, is going to – man, this could be an interesting fan scenario in the stands if they pack the house in Sheffield. Let's see. To get the 4 goals is plus 250. To get the 5 goals is plus 640. So I would take a shot at 5 goals, weather pending, and Sheffield and Burnley, the standalone game tomorrow at 8:30. QPR and West Brom. West Brom is down on their luck. QPR, they are at home. They are only a slight favorite, though, over West Brom at the bottom of the table. These teams at opposite ends of the table, yet QPR is just a short dime favorite over West Brom. The draw is plus 230. So what does that spread say there? That's weird. Let's see. Goals combined. Let's see. I don't know. Do they think QPR is not going to score? If I'm going to look for any angle, it's going to be QPR goals. And we'll just, if we take a shot, I think we're just taking a random shot with the over-under first half, 1.5 goals, to be honest. So we'll go home team, again, over 1.5 goals for QPR. We're just taking a shot in the dark here. But they've been playing well. West Brom hasn't. Let's just hope that the home team can get to two goals in the first half. Let's see. Plus 710. All right. We're cooking. Best bet there. Millwall and Hull. Millwall and Hull. Millwall can score. Hull can give up a bunch of goals. So we're going to look at the bet that we've had the last 2 times out that's come in for us, actually. And that's just to basically fade Hull since they gave up the most goals in the whole championship division. Let's see. Let's get that tally for you again. So Hull City, 21st overall, they've given up 35 goals in their 18 games. So they're giving up 2 goals a game on the average. These teams just aren't even scoring that much. So Millwall, let's see, what was their goals average? They're 9th. They're scoring. They got 22 goals scored, but they are a little leaky. This could be a combined over/under, but Millwall is the home team. Let's go ahead and pop them for first half over 1.5 goals for Millwall, the home team. First half over 1.5 plus 520. Bang. That's what we're talking about. That's the breaking news button. So when Anthony's on here with breaking news, we can play this now. That's betting against the Hull button. That's what happens when you bet against Hull. Millwall crushes. So we have them popped in. Rotherham and Norwich. Rotherham, I believe they were in crappy form themselves. Yeah, they've lost 3 out of their last 5. Norwich, they've only won once, but they have a couple of draws. You got to figure you favor them. We'll take a chance with Norwich since they can score. They got Timo Pukki in there. If you don't know him, he has a cannon for a leg, and he takes his shots if he gets the ball. I was expecting a little bit more out of Norwich. They are the team who was relegated from the English Premier League last season. Rotherham is up from the English League One. So think about that. These teams were in 2 different leagues last year. So that's an interesting angle. Perhaps we'll stick with away team goals, and we'll stick in the first half Norwich to put it in twice at plus 510. Into our little round robin. But I think overall, though, this could be, let's see, what's the alternate line on this? Because I'm not going to have confidence in Rotherham potentially scoring maybe in this game. -7 for Norwich at -2 goals. I think you just take a shot at over 1.5 goals the first half, to be honest. And then if you want to play something at halftime, I would bet it again, to be honest. Luton Town and Blackpool. This is about an even game. Luton Town, where I thought they were playing halfway decent, they've kind of lost drew their last 3 out. Was trying to jump on them after they had their couple of wins. So bad timing by me. It makes me not want to play them at all, to be honest. And they're playing Blackpool, who I couldn't. I mean, talk about inconsistency. lost their last game out. 1-1 loss, draw. So, I don't know, Blackpool. I think you find better games on the board than all this mess. We don't need to be betting this. Stoke and Birmingham, real quick. The table here for Stoke and Birmingham. I want to get Stoke's form because they've been kind of screwing me too. Yeah, they've only won 2 of their last 3. Birmingham was the other team I was kind of looking at for a minute too, but I can't jump on them. They're playing decent. They've only lost once in their last 5. I mean, literally just pick and choose who you want over 1.5 goals in the first half for your little lottery ticket play. Here's one I do like. I like Wigan, who has lost. They have lost 5 in a row. I like them to lose at Swansea for sure. So Swansea, the Swans, they are a Welsh side. So Wigan will have to go into Wales to play this game. And Swansea, the home team, overall for the game to get to 3 goals is plus 350. Wigan they may have quit already, especially with the break coming up. I mean, you got to think Swansea, plus they have something to play for, top of the table. I would be looking at Swansea over 2.5 goals at plus 350, I think. On the alternate line, if they get the shutout, I could see that too. -2 plus 650 for Swansea. If you're going to look at for a team to get -2, that might be it. Let's look at Swansea on an exotic prop, though. Maybe if Wigan really has quit, maybe Swansea can get some quick first half goals. Because we want to find the best angle here. We're finding a couple. We might just kind of. Plus, Swansea is on the do list, at least in my mind. The do list is that they're due to do what we're talking about. Home team first half, 1.5 is a plus 510. I think you could talk me into that. If they can get to 2.5, plus 2,400. So if you want to do one of those crazy teams that get 3 goals at by halftime, Swansea is a good candidate at home against Wigan, who has lost 5 games in a row now. Blackburn, they're playing Huddersfield. Blackburn, they are way at the top of the table from Huddersfield, who is in last place. So we'll just look at Blackburn home team goals. And again, I think you just look at the first half and you hope one of these guys gets to 2. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Plus 480 to get to 2 goals for the first half for Blackburn. I think that's worth a shot. And then home overall to get to 2.5 goals is plus 330. Maybe not. Maybe I'll take a shot with the halftime one there. Let's see. Middlesbrough and Bristol. Middlesbrough, this game, we can find better things on the board. Just no comment. If you want to try an over 1.5 goals for that, be my guest. Remember, all these guys are weather pending. If it's raining out, I wouldn't look for over 4.5 goals or anything like that. I want to look for over 2.5 goals. But someone can get to 2 goals by halftime and call it quits and win 2-0 in a slop fest. I'll tell you that right now. Cardiff and Sunderland. Sunderland is actually the favorite here at plus 115. Cardiff, they've been having a bad run of it here as well. Let's get them back up. Although they've conceded 21 goals and they've only scored 14. And there's just some bad teams in this division. Sunderland, so they were a nice surprise. They've come up from League One. Sunderland has scored 24 goals, but they have given up 21. So maybe if there's an over-under here, maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Maybe you take Sunderland first half over 1.5 goals. Again, I mean, it's going to be the same rainy day, boggy down. Let me try to get this money and get on out of here scenario. Plus 235 there. That's just for the game. So for everything, sorry. Again, just big print. Helps helps me see a lot better. But man, the scrolling gets to be a little ridiculous. So we will go back to the drawing board just a little bit as far as visuals go. Getting you this information pertinently and as fastly as possible, as that's not doing here. Over 2.5 goals is plus 500 for Sunderland for the game. Again, we're going to go first half over 1.5 home team. There you go, plus 660. Get the 2 goals, Sunderland plus 660. We like that. So good examples, at least, we're coming up with. No shortage of good content on how to win some big bucks lottery ticket style here. Last game, Watford and Coventry. You know what? If there's going to be a game where it's going to be another over, this could be it. If it's going to be a fast track and not bogged down in the rain. Again, check your weather. I don't know how much I can emphasize that. Plus 240 just to get the 4 goals. So 5 goals would be the risk at plus 610. Okay, best bets in the championship. We're going to back on out of this screen. Honestly, we're just taking stabs. Preston up on Reading 1-0, 53 minutes into the game. We're going to take a stab, weather permitting, over goals, Sheffield and Burnley. Weather permitting. We're going to hope for QPR to get goals at home, over 2.5 goals for QPR at home. And if we're going to do our little 1.5 first half goal parlays, we're going to throw QPR into that mix. Millwall, they'll get our attention in the 1.5 goal bet. Norwich, they get our attention with 1.5 goals first half. Luton, Blackpool, we bypass. Swansea, we like them at home against Wigan, who's lost 5 in a row. So take Swansea goals any way you want them, even on an alt line -2. I would be willing to do that in my round robin. And let's see, Blackburn, same boat as Swansea at home against Huddersfield. Remember, we're right against the break coming up. These teams may play Tuesday. No lines on the board. So this should be it for these guys as well. No games Tuesday. So Blackburn, same boat as Swansea. Look for big efforts at home from those teams. Middlesbrough, we bypass. Sunderland, we give them a chance to get 2 goals in the first half. And we'll give Watford and Coventry a chance to get over 3 or 3.5 goals. Okay. Into the Premier League, our best bets and goal scorers. We zoom down the list. About 15 minutes late. What do you want? We like Fulham. We're going to take a chance, small chance on Fulham to get a draw or win outright plus 1,800 against Man City. We're just going to take that stab. It's a weird year a little bit. We're coming up on the World Cup. Man City's been resting players. I don't know if they're going to come out with a full, complete effort. And we're going to take Mitrovic for 2 goals and anytime goal scorer. He's paying really well for anytime goal scorer. I think plus 390 when we saw it. We'll take a chance with Nottingham or Brentford getting over 1.5 goals for the game, plus 162. Nice if you like your Nephew Dave style parlays. If you want to go crazy and get exotic first half goals, go for it. Brighton will take a chance on them and the Wolves to put up some goals, but we'll give Brighton the better chance, and we'll take them on the way team goals, over 2.5. Leeds and Bournemouth, we'll leave that alone. Everton and Leicester, we will take James Maddison at a nice price for anytime goal scorer, plus 330. Arsenal and Chelsea, we will expect them to give us a shot to get goals, so we'll play that. And an auto play for Gabriel Martinelli, anytime goal scorer. And he's paying really good for anytime. I think plus 310 we saw, and 20-1 for 2 goals for Martinelli. We're going to take a shot at Sir Maximum and the Newcastle game, and Newcastle over goals for the team side. And if we're going to do a 1.5 goal parlay, Newcastle's a great for the first half. Newcastle's a great candidate for that against Southampton. Man U and Aston Villa, better plays on the board. I think for the most part, we just fade away from that. Crystal Palace straight up to beat West Ham plus 330. I think that's worth an opportunity. Tottenham and Liverpool, maybe we take a shot with Tottenham over 1.5 goals the first half. And okay, Premier League's coming out. So we got one more week. Premier League lines coming out. We have one more week of games in the Premier League. So we're not quite done yet. They're still stuffing in a little bit before the World Cup. Okay, so expect all these teams to play again, but still the same thing. The World Cup's coming up. They played a lot of games. Same rest, same strategy applies no matter what. And yes, teams like Wigan will mail it home away at Swansea this weekend, we think. Let's see. West Ham, Crystal Palace. Yes, Crystal Palace plus 330. Tottenham over 1.5 goals first half. Okay, that's our picks. This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck. Thank you for being a little patient with the big print. I'll get it squared away a little bit better. Tighten up the time window just a hair. But these are all important numbers nonetheless. You can't ever argue when you're trying to turn $5,000 into $55,000. That just doesn't happen fast. We need to do a little bit of homework, and we just did it here. Go ahead and hit the replay, guys, if you need any more of that. This is your up-to-date English Premier League, English Championship, gambling, wager options, and insight into this week of November the 5th and 6th in 2022. This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck on the Deep End Broadcasting Network. Good luck, everyone.